Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tales of Three, your favorite queer D&D-based podcast. My name is Dusty. My pronouns are they, she, and I play Ivy Night Priest Tinkerfey, whose pronouns are she, her, and it's time to get my baby back.
Hello, everyone.
Bia's my baby.
Yes, my name is Ariana. My pronouns are she, her. I play Elara Spindlespark, whose pronouns are she, her, and I think I just decided that I want this episode to be named Reunited, kind of. Or basically.
Hello, everyone. My name is Waira. My pronouns are she, they, and I play Varys. His pronouns are he, they, and sure, let's do it.
Okay, but before we get into the episode,
we are really excited to let you all know that we played an amazing one-shot with Jeff from Big Campaign Podcast a few weeks ago, and we think you should go listen to it.
Is it out yet?
Maybe. I don't know. But it will be out this month for sure.
So in the meantime, you should check out Big Campaign Stories wherever you get your podcasts because they are really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They're a Pathfinder actual play, and the world is genuinely really cool, and it's all futuristic with a homebrew setting. But Jeff can probably explain better, so listen.
Hey you! Do you want to step into mayhem, chaos, and experience the dystopian future of corporate oligarchs while riding around a futuristic technopunk city? Come join us over at Big Campaign Pod, where we'll keep a bacon pie and ultra-processed soylent burger warm for you. Our homebrew world of fast cars, eldritch abominations, and privatized gang activity has been running for 20 years thanks to all the knuckleheads we have. If you want to help us build this world and keep this story going, join us on our Discord or check out our website, bigcampaign.com, where you can listen to us or on any place you find your podcasts. Thanks. All right. Bye.
A note regarding content warnings. This campaign is a dark fantasy that deals consistently with topics of body horror, complicated relationship dynamics, emotional distress, fantasy violence, gore, mechanized spiders, mental health and illness, profanity, and romantic and sexual relationships. A full list of episode-specific content warnings can always be found in the show notes of each episode. Last time, we watched as Varys landed alone in a dark forest. While trying to get their bearings, they were approached by a creature whose features seemed to glitch into different forms. The only useful information the creature seemed to provide Varys was to tell them that they were in the Seelie. And then we watched as the glitch's finger disintegrated into a sandy substance that Varys inhaled. Before Varys could react, a halfling burst out of their squirrel shape and threw a handful of herbs, causing the glitch to disappear. We then met Scout and RJ, two strange creatures in their own right, who told Varys they would explain what had happened if he helped them kill a monster. After a tense back and forth between Varys and Scout, RJ promised to also give Varys information about getting to Fellismore, and Varys agreed to help just as the creature made its first attack. A fight ensued with the monstrous Flurry Beast, and for a moment a massive tower made of arms that held RJ's attention. Eventually, they slew the beast, each taking a significant amount of damage, but with RJ and Scout getting the beast's parts they needed, this new trio set off to recuperate and Varys got more vague information. Varys learned that he was now cursed, and that RJ and Scout had a similar but different curse from the same entity. They asked him to join them in a town called Deniglen, as they were trying to rid themselves from said entity. When RJ tried to give too much information, she began to choke, and Scout had to cause her pain to stop her from choking. With all this info, Varys declined their invitation, saying they needed to head to Fellismore to find their friends. RJ and Scout led Varys to a teleportation station and told him to think really hard about where he wanted to go. And as our unlucky ones' paths converge, we pick up now with our intrepid artificer at the gates of the castle.
All right, Elara, so you walk up to this gate. You see in front of you, on either side of this kind of bridge that heads over to the castle, there is definitely a moat of some sort running beneath it. Very classic, fairy tale-esque fashion. On either side of the gate, you see two sets of guards. So there's 4 in total there. The one in front on the left side is somebody in full plate, and the one on the right is someone who's in some sort of robe-esque material. The one in the robe-esque material is talking to the other guard currently.
I take a deep breath.
All right.
And I approach the guards with my billowing cloak.
Perfect.
I put Pearl back in my pocket, by the way, in like an alleyway or something.
Okay, cool. Your cloak billows as you approach the guards.
And I will go up to the guard who is unoccupied right now.
They don't really pay you much mind right away. They were talking about something. As you approach, make a perception check.
Natural 20.
Damn, okay. You overhear their conversation just a little as you approach, and they say, yeah, apparently it just dropped in from the sky. Oh, I heard about that. I heard that the queen dismissed everyone.
Can I insight check? Do I like pick up that maybe it was Ivy who dropped out of a portal?
You can insight check it, yeah.
It's a 4.
You have no idea what this could be.
Okay.
Eventually, the guard turns his attention on you.
Yeah, I think he just like watches you approach and waits for you to say something. He's a pretty tall summer Eladrin, around 6'5". His hair is pretty long, but it's pulled back and tied off with like a leather cord. And yes, he's in full plate. He's standing at attention, holding onto his spear.
Hello. I'm here to see Queen Titania. Please. Can you say please, right?
I think he looks at you with an eyebrow raised, like a perfectly arched eyebrow. And he goes, yes, you can say please, but do you have an audience with the queen?
No. I need to see her. It's of the utmost importance. I'm looking for my friend who she's apparently, I just found out. So she's the daughter to one of the council members, and so I just feel like and she's missing. She's missing. I should have started there. So I need to find her. I need to tell the queen so the queen can find her. Or her parents, maybe. Are they here?
I think someone might be playing a joke on you.
No. I'm looking for Ivy Nightbreeze Tinkerfay's parents or the queen. Okay?
He composes himself. He goes, no, you're not.
I know that I don't look like someone who would be hanging out with a lady, but we're friends.
Miss.
Me? Roundbottom. Jennifer Roundbottom. It's a family name.
Make a deception check.
Yeah.
19 plus 1. I think I have a plus 1. Dirty 20.
He nods, and he goes, may I see your palm?
Yes. And she holds out the palm that has the mark on it.
He nods. So, Lady Nightbreeze is not here. She is away, wherever that is.
Yes, she was away in Elara, and then we fell through a portal, and then we are here, and I was over there in the forest.
I don't really need the exposition, if we're being honest.
Okay. She nods.
Unless you have an audience with the queen, you will not be seeing her today.
How do I get an audience with the queen?
Are you on the council?
No.
Are you a political figure?
No.
Are you royalty?
No. Nope.
Okay. So the only way you get an audience with the queen is on the open court days.
Okay, right. But here's the thing. So this is an emergency because I would think, right, that Ivy's parents, who are important, would want to know that she's missing. Or the queen would want to know that the daughter of one of her council members was missing. And also, I landed in a place and I got attacked by these little creatures. And so I don't know if she's getting attacked by little creatures too, or big creatures. I don't know. And so I just feel like this is not like a waiting situation. This is like a do it now situation,
He's like nodding his head slowly as you talk.
She's nodding like frantically.
If Lady Nightbreeze came back, the queen would know. And as such, I have not received word that she has returned. So she has not returned.
So we need to tell her that she is here because I know that she is. And I'm not saying that I know more than a queen, but I did see her fall through the portal. So you know what? Even if she didn't come here, don't you think she would want to know that she may have, what if she went to a whole different place? You know?
How about this? I will tell someone to let the queen know.
Okay. Right now?
Sure. And he just stares at you.
Do I? So he's not telling anybody right now?
Make an insight check.
Hey! Yeah, 17.
No. He's just staring at you.
Okay, I think she stares at him. I would like to do something.
Okay, what do you want to do?
How far is the moat across the way to the castle?
I think maybe like 60 feet, or maybe a little more, you guess?
Okay. I'm gonna walk away where it's a little bit secluded. And I'm not gonna say thank you because he was not nice and he doesn't, I'm not saying thank you because I'm not supposed to, but she's not saying thank you because he doesn't deserve to be thanked because he's mean. So I would like to find a little secret secluded area.
Make a perception check.
12.
If you go back down the road a little bit and turn the corner, you could be out of their sight, but it's going to be like an additional 20 feet at least.
Okay, so I do that. I am going to take the IV nanobots off of my strap on my chest. I'm going to put the open vial into the... Norman has like a little slot in his body where I can put stuff. She's going to program him to search in a certain perimeter in the direction of the castle.
Okay.
To just wander around. Because if Ivy is in the castle and the nanobots get within 60 feet of her, they will fly to her. And then when Ivy sees them, she will know that Elara is here. So that is my thought process. Can I do that?
Yeah, you can certainly try. Give me a stealth check for Norman.
I don't want to stealth him yet because I'm going to cause a distraction. Because I want to try to give him advantage on his stealth.
Okay, so where is Norman gonna hide or be until...
Norman is going to be in my jacket, like in the hood of my cloak where he normally is.
Okay, great.
Because I want to get close. So once I do that, I'm going to walk back up and I'm going to walk to the guard.
He raises another eyebrow.
Hey, hi, sorry. I was actually thinking about something, and so I came back.
Okay.
I don't think that you told anyone about going to look for Ivy.
The eyebrow goes up higher.
I was just wondering, if you could do that. I mean, there's other guards right there too. Can't someone just run and tell her really quickly?
Yeah, make a persuasion check.
That's a natural one.
He goes from trying to be as neutral as possible to looking annoyed. And he goes, Miss Roundbottom.
Mm-hmm.
The Queen is currently in council. I will not be interrupting. Listen, you have the ability to go anywhere in this city, and I suggest you take that ability and go elsewhere. I also suggest that if you are indeed friends with Ivy Nightbreeze Tinkerfay, that you take your ability to be friends with anyone else and be friends with anyone else. She is not someone that good people should entrench themselves with. And you seem like a good person, albeit maybe a little scatterbrained.
She nods.
He's so lucky that Ivy and Varys are not there.
I know.
I think she's got her eyes are narrowed and her brow is furrowed. She's definitely a little bit ticked off. Okay. Well, I didn't need all of that exposition. Are you going to tell someone, or do I need to just go ask another guard?
I am going to request that you turn around and leave. And I'm only going to request it once.
So I have trouble sometimes picking up on like context of conversations and stuff. So are you saying that if I don't leave, I don't have anywhere to go, you know? So I can just wait here until the time has come.
You know what? Yes, why don't you wait here? I'll be right back.
Okay.
And he turns and starts walking towards one of the guards.
So I think that Elara's intention at first was to be like a silly, goofy gal and like trip and cause a distraction and send Norman off.
Silly, goofy gal.
But because this guy was just so rude to both her and Ivy, Elara takes a ball bearing out of her pocket and just fucking bowling balls it under his foot. I would like to try to trip him, and then in that distraction, send Norman off to the castle. So do I have to make like is it like an attack?
Yeah, I'd say make an attack roll.
15?
I think that's enough.
To slide it under?
I definitely think that people see you doing it.
As long as they don't... Oh, I need to roll stealth for Norman, right? The whole point is that Norman needs to be stealthed. Norman got an 18 on his stealth. No, 19.
All right, so as the guards begin to approach you, Dusty, do you want to describe what happens to our lovely guard friend?
Yeah, I think he's like in the process of saying something, and he like walks with a purpose, right? So when he steps on this ball bearing, he steps with his full fucking weight, and it's almost like a cartoon. This man's leg goes out and up, and he lands directly on his back, and you hear the clang of metal, and you just hear him go, oh.
Elara throws her hands to her mouth, and just stares with wide eyes.
But like 3 of the guards run over to help him up because it's very hard to get up from the turtle position when you're in full plate.
Absolutely. Norman gets to crawl away past the group and continues on. Elara, you're standing there watching this all happen.
Mm-hmm. She goes, "Oh my gods, are you?" Hold on. I think she's laughing. Like, I genuinely think she's like covering her mouth. Like, "Oh my, are you okay?"
I think there's no words. I think he just, as soon as he's up and dusts himself off, he's pulling out like a pair of fantasy handcuffs.
Oh my! Elara's eyes go wide, but at the same time, she's like, "Do prisoners get to see the queen to get sentenced? Like, how can she get to see the queen?" She's like, "Maybe this is actually gonna be okay."
So you don't resist?
No, she looks around. Like, when he walks, is he walking towards her?
Yes.
She looks around and her cloak is billowing in the wind.
He slaps these cuffs on your hand, on your wrist.
Aww.
I think they're made of like very, very shiny, reflective metal, and they're pretty slim, and they're connected in the middle by a wave of magic.
Fantasy handcuffs.
And then he grabs like underneath your arm, and it's a little bit rough. It doesn't hurt, but it's rough.
She flinches though when he touches her. She's like, "Okay, I can walk by myself. Why am I being arrested?"
I think he's just stopped talking. I think he looks at you, both eyebrows raised this time, and then just pulls you along.
Just want one more question. As they're walking, so like for sentencing, who deals with all that? It wouldn't happen to be like the artificers or the queen, would it?
You hear a small chuckle under someone's breath behind you.
He goes, "No.
Okay.
The paladins do."
Okay.
As you're being hauled off, the remaining 2 guards take up the defense of the bridge leading to the castle. Behind you is walking that robed figure, who is also a summer Eladrin. Kind of like light golden skin, long, straight golden hair. He's just walking quietly behind you. He did snicker a bit, though.
That was the one who laughed? Okay.
Yeah.
Do they take her into the castle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she goes. Does she see Norman?
Yeah, she sees him scuttling off, looking around, just kind of exploring. So they're gonna drag you through a second set of gates, and turn into a hall, like a doorway, take you down a long hallway. Are you paying attention to your surroundings?
I'm looking for Ivy at this point. This whole time, I think she's looking for Ivy. She's looking for someone who looks like Ivy, like she's looking for her parents, right? She's looking for a queen, whatever she thinks a queen might look like, or someone who looks really important. But I think when they get actually into the castle, she takes like a deep breath and she like yells at the top of her lungs. Ivy Nightbreeze Tinkerfay is missing. And I think her parents would want to know about it. So if anybody knows where Ivy Nightbreeze Tinkerfay's parents are, please report to the dungeons immediately.
He looks at the other guard. He goes, do you have silence?
He cocks an eyebrow and says, do I look like a caster?
Ivy Nightbreeze Tinkerfay.
Weirder things have happened. And he motions to Elara.
He nods sympathetically. I mean, I can try to silence her, but I don't want to hurt her is the problem.
He thinks about it for a moment, really contemplates it, and just shakes his head. And he starts hustling you faster.
So, as Elara's getting hauled off to probably most likely prison, or the dungeon, for the time being, Ivy, as you're walking with your parents down the hallway heading towards your estate, suddenly you get swarmed by bugs, by navy bugs. And it takes you a moment to realize that those are not bugs. Those are nanobots.
I think she immediately, looks around. Does she see anybody? Or, does she see Elara? Does she see Varys? Does she see Norman or Pearl? Or
Make a perception check.
15 plus
7?
7, yeah.
Dope. You see Norman. He's on the banister of a staircase not too far from you, looking like he was gonna go up, but has reallocated himself to head towards you, so he's kind of weirdly perched on top of it.
She, holds out both of her hands and she goes, Norman!
And the bat wings come out and it flutters down to you.
He shinks his legs into wings and he flies over.
He lands in your hands.
And she holds him up and she's like, Norman, where's Elara? To the confusion of her parents, most likely.
He just stares at you.
What in sweet hell is that?
It's Norman.
And Norman is a what?
And she holds Norman up to her father, very close to his eyesight.
No, thank you. No.
Is that a spider?
Yes. She turns to both of them and she's like, can someone program him to find Elara for me?
You know, that could take a while.
She presses a couple buttons and he's off.
Yes, because she's familiar with the programming, you know?
Whose is this, Ivy?
Elara?
As you say Elara, down the hall, distantly, you hear,
Ivy Nightbreeze Tinkerfay! I'm looking for Ivy Nightbreeze Tinkerfay's parents, or the queen.
Basil and Vassell watch as Ivy, one hand Norman puts him on top of her head and just bolts. They've never seen her run this fast.
Oh, okay. Away we go, I suppose.
They follow. And you have the blue bats trailing behind you.
What a show.
Probably after a couple of twists and turns, you round a corner.
Mm-hmm.
And you see Elara being hauled off by 2 guards.
One of them none too pleased, the other one amused.
She as soon as she gets into view, she yells, stop!
Elara whips her head around. Ivy! Norman flies back to Elara, and the bots follow the vial that's in his little socket.
Does the guard stop with Elara, or do they keep going?
You, Elara, you feel him, his grip on your arm tenses a bit as he hears Ivy's name, Ivy's voice, and he continues. He takes another 2 or 3 steps, and then sighs and lets go of your arm, and turns.
The monk stands at attention, all amusement gone from their face.
Elara relaxes when the guard lets go, and when she sees Ivy, she books it towards you
with the cuffs on.
Yeah. She runs out though, and she puts her wrister up. You're alive.
Ivy immediately reaches out and touches the side of the cuff, and they fall apart and onto the ground.
She looks at her wrists and then she looks at you and she reaches her arms out and she gives you like a 1 second hug. Like she hugs you, she pulls you in, and then she lets you go and like takes a step back. Hi.
Hi.
I figured that you would be here.
And got yourself into some trouble on the way.
It was all a part of the plan the whole time.
Sure. Okay.
She looks around. Where's Varys?
They're not with me. I was really hoping they were with you.
She shakes her head. And Bia?
Bia is by the lake. She also didn't make it with me.
Okay. Well, we should go get them right now because I landed in a place and I almost got attacked. So we have to go.
She nods. She goes, well, what? The guards are going to get Bia now. She hesitates, I think, and she goes, Elara, it's too much to explain right now, but Varys might not have made it with us.
Well, yeah, I mean, we all got separated somehow, which is really weird.
No, I mean, like, out alive.
She shakes her head.
She looks at you.
As she takes the ivy vial out of Norman's little slot, and the bots go back in, and she corks it, and then she taps the vial with the red bots in it. They're alive.
I mean, like, I know that we both want them to be alive, but it's...
She shakes her head. No. My bots are attached to your DNA and like a little bit of like your magical essence. So if you were dead or they were dead, then the bots would deactivate, and they're still active. So, and my bots found you, so we just have to kind of run around the forest, waving the vial around until we find them. That's what we're gonna do.
Honestly, works for me.
Yeah, I've been planning it this whole time.
Is that Basil's facial expression?
Yeah.
Vasil clears her throat behind.
Basil is looking at his wife with a
Who did my daughter become friends with?
There's not a brain cell among these two.
Vasil kind of like steps forward and she's got both of her hands clasped in front of her. You must be Elara.
Yes, this is Elara. Elara, this is my mom and dad, Vasil and Basil.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Elara Spindlespark. Oh, by the way, I told everyone my name was Jennifer Roundbottom, so if you hear any stories about Jennifer, it's me.
I know that name, Elara. You didn't have to tell me that.
Oh, well, there might be like another one,
No.
Here. Okay. Well, she looks at Ivy's parents. It was really great to meet the both of you. I would like you both to know too, she's about at about half health. She probably has like some tree branches and leaves in her hair. She still has 2 bruised eyes and her nose is swollen from the ordeal just a couple of days ago. She's not looking super, super great.
I think as you're talking, Ivy starts like just picking leaves and detritus and branches out of your hair. Just casually.
We have to go. So it was very nice to meet you.
So soon.
Yes, we have to find our friend. And I mean, we can probably just get Bia on the way too, right? You know where she is. No sense in waiting for anybody else to do it. We're adventurers, by the way, so we have experience doing this kind of stuff. So,
Elara, I think you should probably see a cleric first.
I feel fine.
You know, I was just going to recommend that, actually. You are beautiful, darling, but I think you would look much more healthier and feel better if you saw.
Elara, you look like shit.
Oh, you can say that, sure.
Vasil goes, Ivy.
What? She does?
It is very nice to meet you. I suggest we can all go back to the estate now. Ivy needs to rest as well. Elara shakes her head. And she kind of like curtsies, and I think she's like literally like taking like minuscule steps back, like away from them. And she's like, okay, yeah. After we get Bia and Varys, then totally everything, all of that, we can do that.
Elara, do you remember that you've got 2 black eyes right now as Ivy takes minuscule steps with her?
She shakes her head. No, I haven't looked at myself in a while. And I guess I'm kind of used to the pain now. So, no,
well, let's at least like stop by Cleric on our way out, so that they can just like.
I don't know where you two think you're going to go. You're not to leave our estate, Ivy.
You see Vassell whisper something to one of the other guards, and they kind of nod at her, and then they walk off down a hallway.
That's where we're going, is the estate. I was just going to show Elara the grounds on our way. You guys can go ahead, it's fine.
You know that fairy tales are worth more when they're longer.
Elara looks at Ivy.
She like waves her hand. And she's like, I'm not telling tales. We're going. We're just going to take a couple detours on our way.
Ivy, I don't really think we have time for detour. She shishes.
Right, well, I'm sure that's true.
Mm-hmm.
But as
Hand on heart.
somebody who also has adventuring experience, I can tell you it's better to do an adventure when you're well rested.
We're going to rest.
Vassell starts walking ahead of the three of you.
By the Queen's Light, we're going to go to the estate, but I'm just going to give her a little bit of a tour first.
And we'll be right there with you.
No, you don't have to go. It's fine.
Oh, no,
I know
I insist.
you both
Ivy.
have so much to do.
I want to get to know you and your friends
And we'll have dinner.
tonight.
We'll have dinner.
Do you guys start walking?
Oh,
Yeah.
He comes up and puts an arm around Ivy.
So I think as you all are walking, I think doing this back and forth, Elara just kind of is so confused because she's like, we don't have time for any of this. Like, well, I don't want a tour of the gardens or whatever. I think as we get to like the main hall where you first walk into the castle, the doors are open. There's people coming and going, light kind of shining through the window and the doorway. You get the sense of Bia. And suddenly you're like overpowered with this kind of like frantic feeling from Bia. And she's reaching out to you.
What type of like feeling, like what type of frantic feeling? Is it like danger? Is it like she just really misses me? Hurry up, mom, or...
It's not a happy feeling. I think it's a sense of danger because you don't have to make a check because she can just kind of convey those feelings to you. And then if you want to link in, you can link in.
Okay, I do link in.
Your eyes, as they're walking, I think you stop, right? And your eyes glaze over. And I think everyone is familiar with this. This is not a new sensation for anybody.
Yeah.
And you hear and you see an image of like a rustle in the bushes that she was hiding in. And she comes out and you see something like flit by really quickly. And you're kind of watching and she's sending you images of her head whipping around. She can't get her eyes on the source. And then she starts running. And you sense danger, you sense panic. She is kind of frantic and frazzled. And that's what you get from her.
Yeah. I think with that feeling, not saying a fucking word, Ivy grabs Elara's wrist by the coat so she's not actually making contact with skin and books it. Basil and Vassell have never seen Ivy run this fast.
I didn't even think Basil knew that she could run this fast. Like, he knew she could run, obviously, but...
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he realized she runs. He does. She's never ran before.
I love it.
You start running, you hear behind you, Ivy, wait!
She goes, sorry.
Elara's running with you. And Vassell links arms very kind of like sternly with Basil. And she kind of looks around. Darling, we were not ordered by the queen to go. We must stay here.
It takes him a moment to get clarity of mind. Just a fraction of a second to realize what she's saying. And he links his arm with her, pats her arm, and is like, you know, my love, I think you're right.
Does she see any guards or anything around?
She sees the guard from before, who she recognizes from the symbol as the monk, and I think the other guard is making his way back to the front gate.
So I think she just kind of says loudly, surely someone will aid our daughter and bring her back.
So the monk from before, who escorted Elara to the castle, steps forward and you see he's a 6'1" Eladrin male, long golden blonde hair, light gold skin, of course the elven ears. Very pierced, probably not military appropriate. He has his septum pierced, his eyebrow pierced, and like snakebite piercings. And he also has like this gorgeous red eyeliner and shadow on that kind of make his gold eyes look a bit more amber in color. I think that his ears, instead of sticking up like straight up like they usually do, they are wilted back a little bit.
I love that so much, actually.
He looks a little reluctant but not so much so that he is making a scene of it, you know? He steps forward and he's like, I will go after her.
Of course you will. Come now, Basil. As Elara and Ivy are like running down the stairs out the front door, and this guard is following them.
Oh my god, he catches them in no time.
As you're catching up, the guard will watch. I don't think Ivy or Elara will be paying attention. This older halfling gentleman is about 4 feet 5 inches, on the slim side, russet brown skin and dark brown eyes, and he has like chin length, curly kind of corkscrew hair that was once black but is now mostly gray. His hair swept away from his face by like this thick headband that has intricate like gray embroidery on it, and he's holding a large tome and wearing like a good quality breastplate, but you see that it's a little bit like, it's got kind of like some muck and stuff, like he was working or something. And he does have a brooch, the symbol that denotes that he's a cleric. You see there's no gems on his brooch yet.
Oh yeah, how many gems does the guy running after Elara and Ivy have?
He has 2.
And as he watches kind of up the stairs, and he kind of turns as Ivy and Elara jet past him, and then he looks at the guard who's chasing after them, kind of looks around, and he's got the tome, and he's like, did somebody call for a cleric?
Yes, you with me.
Oh, all right. He will follow. Ivy and Elara, what are we doing?
We're running. Ivy's leading the way.
Towards the lake.
Yeah, towards the lake.
So I do think that a lot of the guards, just for like, so like the audience can kind of get a view, will kind of look and see that it's Ivy. A lot of them will make a face and then go back to their own business.
Yeah.
No one is really paying her much mind, other than to kind of give her a look or maybe mumble something under their breath as she passes by.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are running out. Are you going at full speed, do you think? Full tilt out of this castle?
Yeah.
Perfect. So you guys are running full speed out of this castle, away from the guards. They actually kind of like do a double take as 2 other guards are trying to keep up with your guys' pace. Well, 1 other guard is trying. They're a little bit behind you, calling after you to slow down. You leave out the front entryway and you veer to the left and you start booking it towards the back of the castle, where you know if you go far enough, you're going to go past your family's estate, other acquaintances' estates, and head towards the lake. It takes you almost no time. You know how to navigate these city streets easily, and no one bothers you. In fact, people get out of your way. And when you reach the wall, you can either go to the gate, which is a little bit further to the left, or you go out the way you and Beatrice always used to go.
Without even thinking about it, she goes towards the ladder.
Perfect.
I think it's like muscle memory.
So you veer to the right, running off into like this bush and shrubbery that's kind of grown over the years. And you duck in. Elara, you're pulled through these thick bush and brush. They're a little bit spiky, but they don't really hurt you. And you watch as Ivy kind of pushes aside this giant bush and vinery that has grown over a hole in the wall that you'll probably have to crawl through. You're not children anymore. It's certainly still there. No one's filled it.
Yeah, she like falls basically under her hands and knees and like crawls through it very quickly.
Elara is just following. She's like, good, we're going to get our people. This is great. I think the halfling, when he catches up, kind of like, he's tucked the tome into like a huge pocket and he's clearly out of breath. He's not used to running. And then I think he sees the hole and he looks at the other guard.
Oh, I'm sure Queen Titania is going to be quite upset when she finds out about this.
I'm honestly surprised she doesn't know.
Onward?
Yeah, after you.
He crawls through.
He crawls through the wall as well. And when he stands up, he sees the 2 still running and he's like, Ivy, you don't have to run. We're here with you.
She doesn't answer. She's still running.
And, if I may, your friend looks like she could use some healing. Perhaps I could heal her before we run? Well, what are we running towards?
I believe it's a lake.
Ivy pulls up for just a moment, like catching Elara by the back of her hood.
She yanks back.
In that same motion, like turns her around so she's facing the cleric, and she's like, all right, quickly.
Catches up and he smiles and he kind of looks at Elara, looking at her face and kind of where her wounds are, and he puts his hand out and kind of catches his breath and he looks up at her and he's like,
May I have your hand?
Elara looks at him and she looks at Ivy and she like slowly put her hand in his hand
And he'll hold it.
and you'll watch as both of his hands glow in this like radiant golden light for a moment, and then that light transfers to Elara's hand, and it spreads out through her body, and you'll see the places where she was bruised or like she had any cuts or wounds, they're going to glow a little bit brighter, and then the wounds disappear, and she is completely healed and rejuvenated.
Oh my god, her hand.
Yes, and her hand, the wound on her hand closes. She has a scar. Her stomach wounds from the poison, everything. She takes a deep breath. And I think, like, honestly, her eyes tear up a little bit because I don't think she realized how much pain she was in and how tired she was. He looks up at her and smiles.
That's the first time I've done that.
And he, like, wipes his brow.
Arias Fineglover is my name, and it is my honor to heal you.
And Elara, kind of blinks and she's like, I'm Elara. Elara Spindlespark. And she looks at her hands. Thanks so much. He waves his hand and just nods.
Miss Tinkerfay, may I heal you as well?
No, I'm okay. All right, let's go. And she starts running again.
The monk kind of shakes his head a bit and runs after her.
As they're running, Alara's like, Ivy, I'm really into the whole, urgency here. But where are we going? What is happening?
B is in trouble. We're going to the lake.
Okay. And she runs. That's all she needed.
What kind of trouble?
She doesn't answer.
He just nods, like, great. See folks continue running. At first, it's just like the terrain is just overgrowth and shrubbery and flowers. But eventually it breaks into forest. It's dense around here, but there's an old path. It's overgrown now, but it's familiar to you.
You see her slow down for like half a second, but then she speeds back up and goes.
So I think that after a while, Ivy, of traveling this path, you all begin to slow pretty dramatically because I think that you realize that the path that was once known and well trodden to you is completely grown over. Nobody has used this path. You can make a survival check, Ivy, and see if you can like find your pathway through, or you guys can look around for the actual path that leads there.
I think Novik's gonna look around for another path.
I think after a minute, Ivy will also look for another path. 16.
Okay.
17.
Okay. Between the two of you, Ivy, you kind of come to this conclusion that hacking your way through is not really conducive to getting to Bia quickly. And you both kind of, at the same time, look off and figure out if you go northeast, you should hit the path. Do you go that way?
Yeah.
Yeah, Novik holds a hand out to gesture for you to go that way. It's just like, after you.
She does. She brushes past him.
Elara and Arias will follow. I think after a bit, the thickets kind of gets less dense in the trees, and after a little bit, you do start to find a path again. I think after like everybody walking in silence and just like breath sounds of people heaving, through this. Arias kind of like slows and he puts his finger out as if like he's in thought, and he goes,
Lady Ivy, might I ask you a question?
Sure.
We seem to be rushing very quickly into something.
Mm-hmm.
Do you care to explain at all what we might be getting into? It's only my first mission in the field, but my Benny said it's always imperative to have a good plan.
You see her sort of like recalibrate her brain, her facial features. She nods and she turns. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Arias Fineglover.
Arias, all right. Yes, we are going on a retrieval mission with potential danger.
he nods.
Oh, my expertise lies more in healing, but I will aid where I can.
You'll be great. Do you have a weapon?
You look at him and he puts his hands up.
Do you know how to wield a weapon?
Of course, learned it in basic training.
Great. She hands him a dagger. Just don't hit me or Elara or the other guard, and we'll be great. Or Bia. Do you know who Bia is?
Your pseudo-dragon.
Yes, perfect. That's who we're retrieving.
All right.
Just hang in the back. If you're not confident.
He thinks about it.
I'm much better at support. I shall go where I'm needed.
Perfect. She turns to the other guard and she's like, do you have any questions?
Yes, are you planning to kill us, or?
If I wanted to kill you, you would already be fucking dead.
Ivy.
I think he smirks a bit.
Elara looks between the two of them.
I think she takes a step forward and then sort of stops and looks back at the guard. I think she just nods and keeps walking.
I think as they're walking, Elara looks back to both of them and she goes, we'll be fine. I mean, we kind of do this a lot now. We run into the danger and we save and we solve the problem. So we'll just do that again, you know?
Lady Night Priest Tinkerfay is taking up adventuring. Is that what you're telling me?
Elara smiles. She has. And she's very good at it, actually. You'll see. Well, hopefully it'll just be an easy, quick one, you know? And then we'll be off to get Varys, who is our other adventuring party friend. And he's like really, really good at it, so.
He looks at you, Ivy.
Her back is to him. She's currently tying up her hair into a bun.
Yeah, he follows suit, and you see he's got like an undercut. And he puts his hair up in a messy bun. And do you know where your friend is, or?
No, but we'll find him. I found Ivy.
I mean, do you really care?
Personal feelings aside, it's my job to keep you safe.
And we will.
He nods.
I shall give my life for you, Lady Ivy, if it should come to it.
I don't require nor ask of that in any capacity. If you feel like you're going to die, I want you to run. And that is an order.
Ah, my Benny always said I was never any good at taking orders if they didn't align with my heart.
I think Novik looks at him, raises an eyebrow.
I think Novik will know who Benny was. Benny was Arias's husband, who was also a cleric, 2 ranks above him, who passed away some time ago.
Oh, he nods. Oh, yes, your husband.
He nods and smiles.
He smiles fondly.
And they travel on.
Yeah.
I think in silence again. And after some time, the pathway kind of opens up. Ivy, it's familiar to you. This is not the path you're used to taking, but it is familiar to you. You see the lake, and it is still, quiet, no one around. I think as you guys crest and come out like into this opening, I would like everybody to make a perception check.
26.
Laura got a 4. Arias got a 11.
27.
Hey.
So Novik and Ivy. Alara's just looking at the lake, which is huge, 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 by the way. You cannot see the other end of it. It kind of narrows at some point, making this kind of like
an inlet.
Yeah, it's like a little inlet. And then it just opens up and you just see horizon. I think Elara is like distracted by like some of the wildlife, which is definitely very foreign and things she's never seen before. Like I think a lizard runs by and it is just like fading and bleeding into all of these like different like trippy kind of colors.
It's got 8 legs.
It's got 8 legs. It's got 2 tongues. Novik and Ivy, everything is still. You see something flit by you very, very quickly. The beating of its wings is moving so quickly that you can hear it before you see it. And then you see something flit through your peripheral. Ivy, it's the same something that Bia was showing you that she couldn't get eyes on. You both hear a slight splash in the water and then it goes still.
Can I roll a nature?
A nature to see what it is? Mm-hmm. Nova can as well if you want to.
Yeah, sure.
14.
13.
You're not sure. You know that there's tons of different types of bird life and wildlife. Actually, Ivy, I'll give you advantage because you used to hang out here a lot.
Okay. I rolled the exact same fucking thing.
Okay, it wasn't meant to be. I'll give you this. In all of your time that you have ever come and hung out at the lake, you have never seen a creature that flies so quickly around here.
Okay.
This is foreign to you, almost like it shouldn't be here.
I think she like holds her arm out to get Elara to stop walking as she's looking around. I think you also watch as like frost starts to form on her hands. And I want to hold a reaction for Ice Knife.
Okay.
If I see something that looks like it shouldn't be there.
Yeah. Do you move or are you standing still?
I'm standing still. I'm looking around, I think, like slowly sort of scanning the area, and like the hand that's out and in front of Elara is like twisted forward and it's starting to frost over. There's no danger of it being Elara being hit by this. And she would know.
Okay. And what about Novik? Do you want to do anything?
I think he's going to move quietly, just a little away to try to get a better vantage point towards the sound of the in the water.
Sure. Are you going quietly? You can make a stealth check.
Yeah, I'll make a stealth check. 25.
Okay. Yeah. So how far do you want to go?
As close as he has to get to find out what the fuck that was in the water. So he's got 50 feet of movement.
So as you go to move, does a 8 hit you?
No.
Novik, as you move about, I think like 15 feet forward, you see out of the corner of your eye this thing flit past and goes to attack you. When you see it, I think you know, and Ivy, when you see it as well, when Arias sees it, these are flying seahorses. They are small, about the size of hummingbirds, and their wings move very quickly. They fly very quickly, just like hummingbirds do. They're known because you can hear their flapping of their wings. Arias, Novik, and Ivy can make history checks to see what else they can recall about these creatures.
History is definitely my strong suit.
Are you being sarcastic?
Actually, no, I was, but it turns out it is. 17.
Or nature. I'm sorry. You can choose history or nature.
Okay, good. 16.
Arias looks at it and he's just like, wow, that looks cool. Elara has no idea. So the both of you know these creatures alone are typically harmless. They don't usually travel in packs. Ivy, whenever you have seen one, you've only seen one, and almost like a bee or a wasp, you know, it may come to attack you and you can kind of swat it away or something like that. Novik, you know, same information, but when they do travel in packs, it is usually because they have developed some sort of symbiotic relationship with a larger creature that is protecting them. And I will say that as this thing goes to attack you with your original perception checks, I think you both hear it before you see anything. There seems to be some sort of like haze over the water and the area around the water. Ivy, you hear Bia cry out. And when you look, this haze seems to like dissipate, whatever it is that that was like obscuring your view and that you didn't even know was obscuring your view. And you watch about 60 feet from all of you. Novik's a little bit closer. There are like 10 of these little creatures flitting around. 4 of them are currently hovering around Bia and dragging her towards the water.
Thanks so much for listening. We're incredibly grateful for the love and support.
And P.S., if you want more content, check out our Patreon for free clips, bonus scenes, and if you join the Red Rogues, you'll get access to the Rainbow Dice Club chat and after show where we talk about past episodes.
If you're enjoying the show, please consider leaving us a 5-star review and tell your friends about us.
Special thanks to our Green Fiend Patreon supporters, Jen Bear and Michael.
And with that, our story pause is here for today. Join us next time as we continue our adventures, and remember, it's never too late to start your own.
Bye!
Do you think Elara's realized that every time she thanks Ivy also does that same dismissive gesture?
No, but I think the next time Ivy does it, she's going to be like, oh!
I love it.
I can't wait for her to reunite with both of them and tell them about her adventure.
Why does everybody hate you?
I know. I think mostly if I didn't lose Ivy and Varys, you know? Wow. You guys have planes here? I was so into it that I like forgot that I need to be listening for noise. Maybe I don't roll. Maybe when like it's just me rolling and I actually think about it, I usually roll low, but I think that's my 5th natural 20 this game.
It is your 5th natural 20
That's
so
wild.
far.
Okay.
That's amazing. If you can somehow translate that laugh into a voice, I would die.
What laugh? No. Please don't do that.
Do you have an appointment?
I love it. Save that voice for someone else, though. I love it so much.
It's like a turkey. It reminds me of a turkey.
It's my favorite.
I know that you're patronizing Elara right now, but Elara does not know, and I hate it.
Are you?
Program my gargles.
Your
My
gargles?
gargles. I would like to program my gog. This man wants to murder me.
Yes. I have to make a split decision now, don't I?
Do whatever you want. Just don't kill me. But
he puts a gun to your head.
So good.
Your soul is forfeit.
Stop thanking people.
Fuck.
Yeah. Waving her hand dismissively. As she
It's
goes.
a part of her character. I know, I can't help it.
There is a person in plate mail.
Heat metal. No, I'm just kidding. What does Vasel's voice sound like?
That's it.
I don't
perfect.
remember. That's it.
It's uncanny.
Wow, so good.
This is where Ivy gets her shitty attitude towards the guards from Vasel.
And think about this.
Half-heartedly?
Yeah.
Slow down. Think about it.
No.